Hello, everyone. Welcome to Magical Mondays with Peaceful Nik and the amazing Lady Shadowe. Hello, Lady Shadowe. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing great. My hair is having a day, girlfriend.
Same. Every
Your
day.
hair always looks perfect.
Oh, please. Every day my hair's having a day. Every day. Curly hair, don't care.
Curly hair, don't care. I have a sign that I made for my recent festival, and it says, mermaid hair, don't care. And it's this beautiful mermaid hair that I really want again one of these days. So I do care. I want mermaid hair.
I love it. Hi, Vivian. Hi, everyone. Hi,
Hi,
Gina.
Vivian.
Tonight we are going to, first I want to talk about my book club. It's
Yay.
totally free. It starts September 6th at 10 a.m. Eastern. That is a Saturday morning. The votes came in and most people wanted to do it Saturday morning. We can switch it around. We'll just see how people feel about the Saturday morning date and time. It doesn't have to be that time every week. Or every other week. We're going to decide together as a group. The book is A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I've talked about it a billion times. And you can get it at your library for free or for a couple bucks everywhere books are found. I will give a Zoom link for those who want to talk back and forth. And I'll be streaming on YouTube as well. Sorry, I forgot where I was on YouTube as well.
Occupational hazard.
Yeah. So book club is September 6th. Let's say hi to everybody. Hi, Janet. Miss Jackson's in the house. Love and healing and white light. Miss Janet, please let me know if that's offensive to you. Because I don't want to say anything that's going to hurt anybody's feelings, but it just reminds me of that every time I see your name. Hi, Aunt Jen. Welcome in. So glad you're here. The aunt you never knew you needed. Jen is a coach in so many ways, a Reiki healer, meditation master, yoga master. She's incredible. We'll be doing some lives here coming up soon together. Anna, hello. Deb, hello, 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 everyone. Deborah Barry, hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. And what's next? This past Friday, our Soul Twin Stars podcast was Manifestation, Momentum, and Mastery. And we have the beautiful Bailey joining us with Lady Shadowe. She's so cute and sweet.
She brings magic and love to anyone who's viewing.
Yes, she does. So if you have not already listened to the Soul Twin Stars podcast from last Friday or any of the podcasts, we have going on number 15 this week.
Amazing.
And we have amazing guests on some of the podcasts. Some of the podcasts are just Lady Shadowe and I talking about our families, talking about marriage, talking about dysfunction.
Bad hair.
Yeah, crazy hair.
Crazy wild hair, girl.
Last week was about manifesting things and how to make that happen. So go listen to that. Anything you want to add to about last week's podcast?
Every time we record something, it's so divine, purposefully, divine, purposeful. There we go. And it just flows right out. It's so natural and organic. And we are very proud of the work we do because it takes time every week. It's also a good grounding thing that we do both as friends and for the community. So to tune in, to have everyone listening is so awesome and kind in this. We have such a sense of community and we appreciate you all so much for listening. And we do it for you all, because two women just going through life that have things to say, and we hope that we can just bring some joy, education, and tips to everybody. So that's it.
And you know what I've been realizing? So, everyone, anybody can comment on this. And Deborah said she loves crazy hair. That's good. Gina's looking for a Reiki teacher. Aunt Jen is a Reiki teacher. So get with her. She's on here. Hi, Soraya. Hi, Manx girl. Hi. Thank you, Janet, for clearing that up. And Anna. Okay. So I realized, how when you go through third grade math And you think, oh, well, everybody must know how to do their times tables. And then you meet a kindergartner and the kindergartner doesn't know how to do their times tables. And you're like, how come they don't know how to do their times tables? So this is an analogy to, on my spiritual journey, I thought nobody would need to hear the things we have to talk about. And the amount of comments I get on our videos, on our podcasts, and emails, and just people who have my phone number that actually text me, people who say that really helped me. I didn't know that. And I know some people in my life who are intelligent, educated people, but do not have any life skills, things we're talking about. And I guess it was kind of, I don't know, selfish of me to think, oh, well, if I know it, everybody else must know it. And I'm so glad we decided to do this and talk about these things, because so many people need help, especially with the way the world is right now. We are in crisis in this country, and it's not getting any better right now. And so we need to build community as much as possible. There are so many things politically going on that are terrifying so many people. So I am so happy everyone is here.
Yes. Thank you, Nik. My sentiments exactly. And a shout out to Christine Bishop's in the house. What's up, girl?
Hey.
Yeah, I can't thank you all enough, and I second everything that Nik says.
Annie, look, let me show you. This is my dust storm. There's a dust storm in Phoenix Metro. Holly used to live there. And this is my Mars snow globe. That's dust storm.
That is so cute.
Prayers. Jeremiah Maggie bought me this a few years ago.
Gosh.
It has two little astronauts. It's a Mars dust storm.
Adorable.
Yeah, stay safe over there, Annie. Sending love and light to everyone there. This week, so tonight we want to just take Q&A because I have a 9:00 Eastern cutoff. I have something I have to go do. This week we're going to take Q&A. So ask us any questions. Our next podcast this Friday, Soul Twin Stars podcast, is about the afterlife.
The afterlife. And it's so good. We had such a great talk about so many wonderful things, Nik, and I didn't even get a chance to tell you after that recording how awesome that was, because we hit so many points and bring in a lot of ideas, and, you know, both controversial and both beautiful. And that's what we have to do. We have to present all sides. And I think we did that with a lot of grace.
I agree. We hit so many points. So what do you guys think about the afterlife? I'm going to ask this question, answer in the chat. What do you think happens to a horrible person who has done horrific things on this earth? What do you think happens to them when they die? What happens to their soul? Please let me know your opinion. I would love to know, because we had a pretty, I think some of our conversation was pretty intense. Yeah. And it's important because we both have different life experiences. So, and you study a different part of this. And why, Lady Shadowe, were you inspired to have this conversation tonight? What are you working on?
Well, I've been studying the afterlife for years, but more concentrated in time and energy in the last 8 months, because I'm doing a off-Broadway play, my 17th in New York City. So if anyone is near New York City in November, please hit me up, because I'll help you get tickets to it. It's called Afterlife, and it is 7 scenes, 7 different scenarios about people waking up in their afterlives, and who's on the other side of that, what happened, and where are they going next, and how everyone's experience might just be a little bit different because of what and how they just left their earthly life. So we had this wonderful talk about the afterlife and what happens. And yes, put in the comments what you all think happens, or if you have questions about it. I, as a paranormal investigator and a spiritual life coach, and an empath tarot reader, and Miss Amazing Medium over here, Nicole, we both combined with our research and experiences in working with people and traumas, not just through posthumous circumstances, but also people here who have died and come back. And there's a little controversy around that now, because more people are able to go onto these forums and share their experiences, versus in the old days you just kind of had to read it in a magazine, right? In the 80s, 90s, before computers were invented, we had to just pick up a random a Fate magazine or something to get these stories, and now people can talk about them openly and more abundantly. And so we're hearing all kinds of different things about different perspectives on what happened. So put the questions in and let's have an awesome discussion for a few minutes.
So I also want to ask another question. We have some answers here. It's okay, Yvette. I want to ask this question. No matter what you feel about this person, what will happen to Donald Trump when he dies?
Linda G would love to answer that one.
I know. So Angel says, I believe they go, this is not the Donald Trump question. This is,
oh, okay.
I believe they go to a lower dimension to match their vibration. I would like to know more about that, Angel. I don't have that experience about the lower dimension. Explain what you mean exactly. Like, I know what lower dimensions mean, but I haven't had that. I haven't seen that in my reading, so I'm not sure exactly what you mean. So if you don't mind, just give me a little intel on that. Deborah says, I think they go through an intensive interview, and depending on how unkind they were, they may be reabsorbed. Oh, I like that answer.
Interesting.
I think you mean reabsorbed into the collective consciousness. Deborah, let me know what you mean. Reabsorbed into what? Because that is interesting. Miss Jackson says they get a life review first. That's my experience as well. Then they have to return to life again to learn some lessons. Yeah, that's basically my experience. And I know Lady Shadowe does not want to come back.
Yeah, I'm privy to, not personally, I'm privy to the suffering that goes on here, the immense suffering that most of us don't see or know about. Because I've had to do research for other plays, and I've had to go really deep into rabbit holes that I didn't want to go into, and the suffering that takes place here just for sport and entertainment and nefarious purposes is so overwhelming on my soul. And in a place where the most powerful people on our planet will allow this to happen without getting into too many details is heartbreaking to me.
It is heartbreaking.
So I don't want to participate in a place where the highest level of control and power are not only okay with this, but maybe facilitating it. So I just,
I wanted to say
right with me,
I wanted to say something about that when we were recording, but I got off on another topic. But you were mentioning how the highest levels of leadership is nefarious. And it made me think about, we're all connected even to them.
We are.
We're all connected even to the worst people,
Yeah.
because our souls are all interconnected. And so that's why we have to try a million times harder to raise the vibration, because those people, and I talked to my son, my oldest son is a self-made history expert on every subject. And after the election, I was very upset, of course. And I was talking to him, and he said, Mom, this is how it's always been throughout history. There's always been evil. And then he gave me examples. Caligula. He loves talking about Caligula. All of these, even more horrific than what's happening now in some cases. And that gave me pause. Like, oh, Arlene, I want to say hi to everybody. Arlene, hello. Christine says they are stuck in the afterlife until they realize what they did wrong to people. And once it's clear in their mind, they are free. Interesting. I hadn't heard that. Deborah said reincarnated to learn their lessons or reabsorbed by source. Another reabsorb. That's something new to me. Soraya, I have the same view as Janet. Okay. Anna said, I think they feel what they have done to others on this plane. Yeah, I agree with that. Deborah said, I don't want to come back either.
Deborah, I'll ride on the train with you. We'll get one more quiet civilization.
Debbie said, love and light. Hey, hello. Beverly, hello. Vivian said, too bad the other dimension doesn't have alligator Alcatraz. That may not be punishment enough for him.
Yep, agreed.
That may not be punishment enough. Hi, Richleen. How are you? I'm glad you're back. Deborah says, I breathe deeply, meditation, send out divine love every day to raise a vibration.
I love
very
that.
much. Very good. Janet said, different levels of enlightenment. I agree. Kind of like different levels on the other side. Masters have very high vibration. Yes. They have lived many lives and vast knowledge. Yes, 100%. Gold stars all the way around on that. Yep. Soraya said, I felt this is my last go. Richleen, your comment got cut off. Beverly Dixon, I've earned my spiritual wings and I ain't coming back. So, Lady Shadowe, you're in good company.
Another seat on the train. We're going to wherever it is, the Crystal Castles. The other thing is, I want everyone to know too that like this whole idea that we have to do better every time and we're never good enough. You know, a lot of that comes from the religious programming that we're original sin, we're born in sin, we're already born here, and we're already doomed, right? I don't believe that. I also think that when they talk about that when we get our life review, you know, there's never going to be a life review that's pure, that's perfect. You're never going to make the perfect decision for every situation in your long life, right? So I, as a spiritual life coach and my husband, who, you know, we also, one of our specialties is helping people through grief counseling and things. And we don't want people to carry around guilt and shame and to show up in the afterlife or hear stories of people who have died and gone through this life review. Well, you got to come back because you didn't do enough. Well, a lot of us are doing the best that we can and we feel like we're doing enough and we hold the light and we are very loving and we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. But this idea that when you get there, it's not enough is a little jarring because we are doing, all of us, we're putting so much into everything that we love. And we want you all to know that it will go noticed by your creator, by your higher consciousness. And do not feel guilt that no matter how perfect you lived your life, that it's never going to be enough. Because it technically won't. We're humans. We're here with an ego and it's just going to be imperfect. So just don't fall for the, well, I have to come back because I messed up with 3 giant mistakes when I was in my 50s. Like, no, if you don't want to come back here and you are tired and you don't feel that you need to be judged for every little tiny mistake that everyone has made, it's okay to stand in that and say, God, I just want to be with you or be an angel or something like that.
I understand. I don't know that it exactly is that easy, but that's my opinion based on
might. I mean, free will should if we're given, this is the sick part, Nik. If presidents and celebrities are given free will to do what they want to humans, then how is it that we don't get to cross over as good people into the next life and given free will to say, you know what, I don't really want to come back here. I'd like to go somewhere else. I mean,
yes, you can choose to go somewhere else. My opinion and what I've learned is most people want to come back, even after what they experience, no matter how horrible it is. In my readings and reading books, talking to other experiencers, they say most people decide to come back because they still have lessons to learn. In the human body, there's a lot of pleasures in the human body.
That
And
could
so
be
they talk about that, not only physical pleasures, food, relationships, stuff like that. Like there's a lot of people who want to come back for that. A chaotic said, and I think this is correct, they go through something like soul therapy, then get then get sent back to relearn the lessons or learn new lessons, maybe even through multiple creatures. Yes, I think that's mostly yes. I agree pretty much with all of that.
I like it.
Deborah said we don't have to come back. Yes, we do have free will. I agree with you on that, Lady Shadowe, but I just think most want to come back.
And if that's again the free will choice that you want to come back and without coercion or guilt, because a real God would not guilt you into something.
Yeah, I don't think there's coercion or guilt. I don't think that
Good.
at all. I don't think there's anything of the ego and spirit at all.
Let's ask if anyone has ever heard of the soul trap, because I'm curious if anybody has heard of that.
That's a good question. Has anyone heard of the soul trap? Because I hadn't heard of it until Lady Shadowe mentioned it. Marie's from Puerto Rico. Hello. Thank you guys for all the members. Manx Girl said, I want to know who reincarnated into me and giving me so many health issues. Likely you agreed to have health issues when you came into your body. I have a bunch of health issues, and I unfortunately probably agreed. Miss Jackson said, if we chose to stay on the other side, our souls learn at a slower pace. When we come back to educate our souls and to help others to learn and grow. Exactly. So I feel like even though I had a very hard beginning of my life and probably have had thousands of other lives that who knows what happened, I feel like my purpose in this life is the work I'm doing now. I was a high school and college teacher for 20 years. I raised my kids, got grandbabies going. And now I feel like this is my soul's purpose, just helping people who need just that little bit of a spark every once in a while, just to help them get through their day, to help them feel better, to hear something they may have heard 1,000 times, but it just hits them different one day. That's my soul's purpose. Deborah said, I want to hang out with ETs. Probably have. There's my UFO. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun.
The good ones, by the way, are the Palladians and the Arcturians. Those are the ones you want to hang out with because they're the highest vibrating beings, apparently, out of the universe. They're almost next to the Council of Nine or the Source. So those are the really powerful ones: Palladians, Arcturians.
Okay. I haven't met any of those guys.
Girl, you're an alien fan. I'm surprised you haven't memorized all the different races.
Well, this is the problem. Because of my master's degree in astronomy, I know a lot about the Pleiades, probably too young of a star system to have developed intelligent beings. It's not a very old star system. So when people say Pleiadians, I'm like, they're not really old enough to have evolved sentient beings unless they came there from somewhere else. But so my problem is my intellect takes over the stuff I hear from people, and because of my 40 years studying astronomy. So I try to not read too much about it because I don't want to get my wires crossed. I don't want to make shit up in my head because I know too much about it, and I could easily manipulate a million people by talking, I'm an alien, or who knows. I could literally say anything if I wanted to, right? But so I try to keep it separate so I don't go off the rails. So that's just a little candid talk by Peaceful Nik. Debbie said, I've been told this is my last time here. When I was born, it was full circle with wrapping up karma with my family. I'm good, ready to learn somewhere else.
Aww.
Love it. Deborah said something I've heard before. We forget. Like when you have a baby and the pain of having a baby, you forget. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Beverly said, I've been aware of multiple realities in no time. Agree, because there's no time in the universe. You can learn and relearn as necessary, but karmic lessons aren't completely tied to ourselves, but to the learning of others. Beverly, that is profound. I love
Yes.
that.
That's one of the scenes in my play. I have written a scene between a killer and a victim, and they die together, and they have to go to the afterlife together. And guess what? Not to give anything away, but spoiler alert, they had a soul contract to teach each other forgiveness. And that first they were angry with each other about the whole violent situation. Then they come to realize, dude, you're my BFF. It's the coolest scene. It's the coolest.
We need to live stream your play on here.
We can do that. There are tickets to be able to do that. That will be available. So we'll let you guys know when that's happening.
Okay, perfect. Beverly said it's all quantum, baby. Agree 100%. I've said it a million times. Souls are made of quanta. Yes, yeah. Yes. Debbie said she's heard of the soul trap. Mainly goes with some beings keeping us here in order to feed off our energy. Mm-hmm. Okay. Debbie said, I've read so many of Dolores Cannon books and she's really opened my eyes wide. Yeah, she's amazing. Hi, Lorraine. Yeah, it's okay. You can watch it from the beginning. Rich Lean said, I was told in the end of the 17th or beginning of the 18th century, I lived in France, I had a boy and mom was my son. This time I have 2 daughters and 3 grandkids. Yes, so that's a great point, Rich Lean. And we talked about this on the podcast. We are reincarnated with the same group of people over and over and over in our soul families. And it's talked about in Journey of Souls. If you want to read more about it, in Journey of Souls, by Dr. Michael Newton, that very subject is discussed. We come back over and over and over with it. Sometimes I'm the bad guy and sometimes I'm the good guy in these relationships. So yes. Hi, Vicki. Lady Shadowe, any last minute additions, comments, anything you want to say before we sign off?
I'm just I'm grateful that everyone's come in and been so interactive with us. Do you want to do a giveaway perhaps tonight?
Sure. Do you have something to give away?
I always have something to give away. I'm happy to give away a spiritual inventory journal. It's a PDF. It's a short and sweet, but to the point. If you want a journal about taking your inventory, how to, create a better, more peaceful life. It's just a little, you can print it and make it into a workbook. It helps you define, what can bring you a more fulfilling life. And it's pretty cool. So I will email that to somebody if you want to pick somebody.
Okay, hold on. Beverly said she was interviewed by Dr. Newton for this book.
Oh,
because of my bad girl. Beverly, you better email me.
That's so cool. And we're in the West. I'm curious because I'm from the West, and so is Nicole.
Yeah, Beverly, email me, Peaceful Nik the Medium, just like this spelling, at gmail.com. Tell me Dr. Michael Newton in the subject line. I would love to talk to you offline. Bye, Richleen.
Bye,
yeah,
Richleen.
If you want Lady Shadowe's book, put an emoji.
Well, it's just a little PDF download, but it's really cool.
PDF download. If you want the free digital download, put an emoji, yes, in the chat, something like that, and I will pick someone. Janet loves and admires the spiritual community. Me too. So much. All right. Emojis. I also have a new book. Oh, I didn't even talk about it. I keep forgetting. So I have my Mediumship 101. You can get this on Amazon or a digital download. It's a workbook. Some people like the physical book. All of the links are in the show notes. This is 6 months beginner's mediumship in a book. You can get the physical book or the digital book, both in the show notes. And then, you can become your own medium. You don't need to always book an appointment. These lines aren't on there. This is a proof copy for the author. This is also a digital download or a physical copy from Amazon. And you can order either in the show notes. Completely forgot. All right, here we go. The free giveaway. Deborah, got a physical book. How did you like it? Let me know. These are my first 2 books. All right. I'm going to swirl around. Soraya Soul. Soraya Soul. Do you want her to email you?
Yeah, she can email me at soulsandspirits@yahoo.com, and we will send that right out to you.
And I will put that on the screen. soulsandspirits@yahoo.com.
And if you guys are interested in, this should be streamed on my channel too, but if anyone wants to come over and subscribe to soulsandspirits.com on YouTube, that would be so awesome, because I love this community and we share it, and it would just be awesome if we are all together as one and all together.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Soul Twin Stars podcast, Friday, 6 a.m. Or go back and watch all the other episodes. They're all good. I'll be live with medium Kathy Behrens this Thursday, I believe at 8 Eastern, here and everywhere. And I'll be back for my regular Friday night live extravaganza, where I do members only live and live for everybody. And then Saturday morning, September 6th, A New Earth book club, totally free. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, Lady Shadowe. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Congrats, Soraya. I look forward to sending this to you.
Have a great week. I hope you're having a magical Monday.
Yay. Good night, guys.